There's very nearly a built-in audience for them because all the other films have done so well. On the other hand, it puts a great deal of responsibility on your shoulders. Now you have to deliver. But any actor will tell you this, that it's much easier and much more pleasant and much more rewarding to be involved in a project where the written word is not just the guide, it's the whole trip. And when you have good words, then you have a good experience. He doesn't shy away from the emotion of deeply felt love and affection and the way that that can have an influence, sometimes good, sometimes bad, but it has an influence on the rest of your life. The Best of Me is about a young couple who discover each other and discover love in each other for the first time, and through a series of events don't necessarily lose each other, but lose that sense of the love that they had for each other, and they have the gift of having that brought back to them. He's sort of the character who brings this whole notion of love and how powerful it is and how powerful it can be and ultimately how powerful it should be to these kids. And he sort of mentors them in this whole concept of love. And he's an adoptive father, he's father confessor, he's lots of things, but primarily he's just sort of the Greek chorus for the audience, but he's the guy who teaches these kids what true love is really all about. Luke's a dynamite kid, and I know he's a full-grown adult and everything, but with our age difference, he's like a kid to me. But he's so earnest, and he works so hard, and he's got a lot of talent. But what he brings to this whole enterprise, and I don't mean just this movie, but what he brings to his profession is the discipline and the work ethic of an athlete, which he is. He's a rugby player, which I think is sort of a perfect mentality to have for this business. He's taken a lot of hard hits, and he's going to take some more. But it's a wonderful thing to bring to this business, that kind of discipline. She is just such a delight. You look at that face, and the first thing you want to do is just go hug her. She is so sweet, and she is the perfect person to play this role because you look at that face and you immediately want to fall in love there. That's the easiest thing in the world would be to fall in love with that girl. And so this, again, just a delightful person to work with. The precision of the directing. The notes that are given are very direct, very precise. He knows precisely what he wants out of a thing and has such confidence in his vision that he's perfectly willing to listen to yours and incorporate that into his vision. And I think some of the best work that we did wasn't necessarily on the script page. We did some improvisations that were, I think, just dynamite stuff, and not just me, with the kids, with everybody. We've got that, it's in the can, now let's try to do thus and such. And it's just very pleasant work. It's not just stuff that's hanging on a wall or a piece of furniture that's over here. It's created this whole environment for the actors to work in. And when your habitation is rich, then your performance can be richer. If you're not having to spend a lot of your time imagining the place that you grew up in, that you fell in love in, that you spent your married life in, if you don't have to imagine those things so much, most of your work is done then. And I have to give these guys high praise. They created a wonderful environment for me. You know, all of Tuck's memories are in that set, and that's delicious. You will be entertained. There'll be some laughter. You will be moved. It won't leave you neutral, and that's there's an old saying in show business that you can do many things to an audience. You can outrage them, you can make them laugh, you can make them cry, you can make them think, you can do any number of things. The one thing you can't do is bore them. I don't think anybody will be bored with this movie.